Hi, Oakwood friends. It's Emily here with another week of Quarantunes. This week we'll be doing something a little different. We are actually going to be doing an artist feature. And so we're going to learn about an artist and I will sing songs by this artist during the Quarantunes. So this week we are featuring Miss Doris Day. She had an incredible career that spanned over 6 decades, and well past the time that she stopped being sort of a public figure, she was a humanitarian. She was a big supporter for the animal rights and just a very wonderful woman. She recorded over 650 songs during her career, which is very impressive and gave me a ton to choose from. So I just tried to choose some of my personal favorites and ones that I think that you will love as well. So this week, enjoy learning about Doris Day and hearing some of her best songs. Doris Day was born Doris Mary Ann von Kappelhoff on April 3rd, 1922 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Her father, Frederick Wilhelm von Kappelhoff, was a music teacher, choir master, and church organist who loved classical music. Her mother, Alma Sophia Wells, on the other hand, was an outgoing woman who enjoyed hillbilly music. Doris was the youngest of 3. She had 2 brothers, Richard, who died before she was born, and Paul, who was a few years older. Doris was attracted to music and dance, eventually forming part of a dance duo, which performed locally until a car she was riding in was struck by a train, crushing her right leg, a severe injury that curtailed her ambition to become a professional dancer. However, while recovering, Doris gained a vocal education by listening to the radio, becoming a fan of the embryonic recordings of the upcoming Ella Fitzgerald. She said of Fitzgerald, "There was a quality to her voice that fascinated me, and I'd sing along with her, trying to catch the subtle ways she shaded her voice, the casual yet clean way she sang the words." Her mother encouraged her to take up singing lessons. Alma took Doris to see vocal coach Grace Rain, who was so impressed with Doris's natural talent that she offered her 3 lessons for the price of 1. Doris credits Rain with impressing upon her the importance of delivering a lyric, and today Doris says that Rain had the greatest impact on her singing career.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I'll linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries far behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of, dream of, dream of, dream of me.
At age 15, Doris began performing locally, and while working with local band leader Barney Rapp, she adopted the stage name Day, after Rapp suggested Kappelhoff was too long and cumbersome for marquee appeal. After leaving Rapp, Doris worked with a number of other band leaders, including Bob Crosby, and was eventually hired by Les Brown. She had 2 stints with Brown's band: her marriage to trombonist Al Jordan, birth of her son Terry, and subsequent divorce in between. Her 1945 hit, Sentimental Journey, co-written by Brown and recorded with his band, was made at the ideal time, as it reflected the thoughts of weary troops as they returned home from service in the Europe and the Pacific. Les Brown says, "She was every bandleader's dream, a vocalist who had natural talent, a keen regard for the lyrics, and an attractive appearance." Following her second hit record with Brown, My Dreams Are Getting Better All the Time, Doris went solo with a contract from Columbia Records in 1947. Her radio work with Bob Hope and later Frank Sinatra led to separation and eventually divorce from her second husband, George Wheeler. Wheeler said that Doris was becoming a notable personality, and he did not want to be known as Mr. Doris Day. His request for divorce came via letter while she was performing at the Little Club in New York.
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew all memories. I got my bag, I got my reservation. Spent each time I could afford, like a child in wild anticipation. Long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take that sentimental journey, sentimental journey home. Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. I got my bag, I got my reservation. could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take that sentimental journey, sentimental journey home.
Still despondent over her divorce, Doris reluctantly accepted an invitation to sing at a Hollywood party attended by songwriters Jules Stein and Sammy Cahn. She was asked to sing and gave a tearful, emotionally charged rendition of Embraceable You. So impressed was Stein that he arranged for a screen test. Sammy Cahn said after the screen test, "I'll remember this to my grave. We all walked into a room to see the screen tests. The first screen test was Marion Hutton's. Then came Janice Page. Then on the screen came Doris Day. I can only tell you, the screen just exploded. There was absolutely no question. A great star was born and the rest is history." This led to her first movie, Romance on the High Seas, in 1948, with director Michael Curtiz, who placed Doris under a personal contract for further films at Warner Brothers. Tea for Two in 1950, Lullaby of Broadway in 1951, On Moonlight Bay also in 1951, By the Light of the Silvery Moon in 1953, and Calamity Jane in 1953 were among the popular musicals that Doris helped sell hit records like It's Magic and Secret Love. The occasional dramatic role, such as in the dark Storm Warning in 1950 and musical melodrama Young Man with a Horn in 1950, proved Doris had natural acting talent.
We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seemed to say, "You have stolen my heart. Now don't go away." As we sing love's old sweet song on Moonlight Bay. We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seemed to say, "You have stolen my heart. Now don't go away." As we sing love's old sweet songs on Moonlight Bay, on Moonlight Bay.
On a personal level, Doris married her agent, Marty Melker, in 1951. He subsequently handled her career as her producer and decided not to renew her contract with Warner Brothers after the completion of Young at Heart in 1954. As a freelance actress, Doris's range of roles increased. She made the biopic Love Me or Leave Me, based on the life of the 20s singer Ruth Etting, in 1955 for MGM. It was hailed as a triumph for both her singing and acting. She followed this with Alfred Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much in 1956, which teamed her with James Stewart and included location work in Morocco and London. On set, Doris asked Hitch why he wasn't giving her any direction. His response was simple: "Because you are doing everything just right," he said. Doris's recording of Que Sera Sera, Whatever Will Be, was used as an innocuous plot device in the film and won an Oscar for Best Song. When Doris later recorded Que Sera Sera for Columbia, it became such a massive hit it was henceforth perceived as her signature number. Today, Doris casually admits to initially disliking the song. After 3 successive dramatic films, Day returned to her musical comedic roles in The Pajama Game in 1957, Teacher's Pet in 1958, The Tunnel of Love, also in 1958. Billboard's annual nationwide poll of disc jockeys had ranked Day as the #1 female vocalist 9 times in 10 years. But her success and popularity as a singer was now being overshadowed by her box office appeal. From 1959 to 1970, Day received 9 Laurel Award nominations and won 4 times for Best Female Performance in 8 comedies and 1 drama. From 1959 through 1969, she received 6 Golden Globe nominations for Best Female Performance in 3 comedies, 1 drama, 1 musical, and her television series. The title song from Move Over Darling gave Doris a major top 20 hit in 1964. Produced and co-written by her son Terry, the song's success encouraged Doris to focus more on contemporary numbers. But when her Columbia Records contract ended, a 1967 independent album project entitled The Love Album not only concluded her recording career, but was ironically unissued for more than 27 years, with its belated 1994 UK issue preceding a much more recent US release. It is widely agreed that when she recorded the Love Album, she was at the peak of her vocal prowess, with many critics and fans considering this her finest album. This fact is especially gratifying for Doris, since she personally selected the songs.
Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light going in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you.
The sudden death of Marty Melker in 1968 was catalyst to Doris's discovering he and his business partner, Jerry Rosenthal, had squandered her earnings, leaving her deeply in debt. Years were taken up suing Rosenthal in the courts, with a large civil judgment eventually awarding Doris $20 million. After legal fees, she received only a fraction of that amount. Doris also discovered that Melker had committed her to a television sitcom series. Despite grave misgivings and a dislike of television, the ultimate need to clear her debts convinced Doris to go ahead with The Doris Day Show, netting her a Golden Globe in 1969 for Best Actress in a Television Series. With annual changes in formula, she successfully steered the series for 5 years as co-executive producer with her son Terry. Her contract completed, she left the grueling schedule on her own terms. Additionally, 2 television specials, the Doris Marianne Kappelhoff special in 1971 and Doris Day Today in 1975, gave Doris a chance to sing with friends Perry Como and John Denver as guests. A cable television series, Doris Day and Friends, had limited coverage during 1985 to 86 and featured a talk show format with topics mainly dedicated to animal welfare. Publication of her autobiography, Doris Day, Her Own Story, in 1967 was a surprisingly honest account as related to A.E. Hotchner. The book revealed much of the painful trauma in her private life and 3 marriages, which had been masked by her sunny on-screen and recording image. The same year that Doris's biography came out, she married Barry Comden at the age of 52. Barry was 12 years her junior. They stayed together for 5 years before calling it off after drifting apart and being incompatible. One source of contention was said to be Doris's affection for her pets, with Barry complaining that she liked the company of her dogs more than him. He said later, "She had 14 dogs, and the final straw was when I was kicked out of bed to make way for Tiger, a poodle." The 2004 death of Doris's beloved son Terry was a major blow. They weren't just mother and son, but considered to be one another's buddies. During the same year, Doris was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by George W. Bush. Unfortunately, a gripping fear of flying caused Doris to miss attending the awards ceremony personally. Later, she received a Grammy for Lifetime Achievement in February of 2008, and in her absence, Tony Bennett and Natalie Cole were on hand for the tribute, accepting the honor on Doris's behalf. Her last appearance at such a public event was to pick up her Golden Globe in 1989, which was presented by her neighbor and friend, Clint Eastwood.
A barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep about you.
When Doris left the Hollywood spotlight, she never looked back. Rather, she moved forward in her second career with the same enthusiasm and energy that put her at the top of the entertainment profession. This time, her focus would be on her true passion, the welfare of animals. She worked tirelessly, rescuing, healing, and placing literally thousands of abused or neglected animals. She started her own organization, the Doris Day Animal League, and later, the Doris Day Animal Foundation. The League is now part of the Humane Society of the United States. Doris had no idea it would grow into one of the largest animal welfare organizations in the world. Doris has always had a passionate love of animals and an innate connection with them. Animals relate to her almost instantly and sense her recognition of their gentle souls. She thinks of them as spiritual creatures, unique for their capacity for unconditional love. Doris died on May 13, 2019, at the age of 97, after having contracted pneumonia. Her death was announced by her charity, the Doris Day Animal Foundation. Per Day's request, the foundation announced that there would be no funeral services, grave marker, or other public memorials. She instead was cremated. Well, Oakwood friends, I hope that you enjoyed this week's Quarantunes all about Doris Day. I found her to be extremely fascinating. Hearing her story about her career and also her personal life was very, very compelling to me. I have heard, I was in my reading about her, I did hear that there's they're possibly making like a biography movie about her as well, and I will look forward to seeing that. Thank you to Life Enrichment for allowing me to do this week after week and for letting me do some of these ideas like an artist feature, because I find this stuff fascinating. So thank you for letting me learn. Thank you for bringing music into my house as well. And thank you for tuning in, whether this is your first week or your 40th week. I appreciate that you're here. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay singing. Bye.